Hi, my name is Big Joe, and you are welcome to Talk with Big Joe. On today's edition, we are going to discuss a seriously significant factor that helps in pulling down hotels these days, and that is relationships in a hotel. You see, this is our job because we always sit with each other, we are always in close proximity with each other. We always have these problems of getting attached sometimes with our colleagues. Most times we forget that we came for one singular purpose, which is to work. And so we start having entanglements. Some other times, some helpless staff just get into entanglements because of how they were recruited. During recruitment processes, we have managers or HR persons insisting on the if I wash my back, I'll wash your back, you wash my back. If I scratch your back, you scratch my back syndrome. That is, while you are in for interview, the manager calls you aside and says, if you cooperate with me, I'll give you the job. And so that staff gets into a perpetual slavery, kind of, while working. So these kind of things, sometimes they are escalated and the level it will go to might even shock you. Let me tell you, relationships in a workplace is as harmful as fraud itself. Why? Two staffs that are romantically involved are liable to commit fraud. Two staffs that are romantically involved are also liable not to man their positions properly. I always give this example, a waitress and a barman, which is usually the most common thing we see. You find out that most times you find the waitress hanging around the bar all the time, hanging around her love interest. And the barman too sometimes will take company property, like a bottle of wine, open it, conceal, and pour it incessantly to the waitress. Some other times the waitress will come, take orders, and where she's supposed to record or make payment, she always tells the barman, I'm coming. At a point, that particular sale goes on record. It's not recorded, and from there, loopholes starts springing up. Another level is between manager and a frontline staff. You are a manager or you are a supervisor. For heaven's sake, you've been employed to make the wheel turn smoothly. You've been employed to make sure these staffs are doing their jobs. And you are the one now contributing to them failing in their duties. How? First of all, if you have an office, you are inviting a waitress up to your office to come and do what? Sometimes the manager will go down to the front desk, collect the key of a room as if he wants to inspect it, and call his love interest up there. They may use the facility of the hotel. That time is taking you people to do the wankru wankru on the bed. The waitress, her position is already open and porous. She's not serving, she's not available for the guests. And so you find out that at that point, her own position or the duties she was supposed to render or the services she's supposed to render is gone unrendered. And then comes the side effect or the after effect, like I like to call it. The waitress now stops taking orders from the manager or the supervisor or stops taking the supervisor's instructions seriously. After all, it's the love of her life. So when this supervisor gives a mandate, every other waitress tends to carry out that mandate except the one that he has love interest with. And guess what happens? Other waitresses and other staff start noticing it. And so they say, if waitress A can do this and get away with it, I'll do it too, and I will get away with it. What you will find out over time is that the manager or that set supervisor becomes less influential, becomes less, his word becomes less, they take it less seriously. So he will give instructions and nobody adheres to it. So I can put it to you that if you get into a place and you see the manager complaining that the waitresses don't take his instruction, that manager has compromised. If it's not that manager, somebody